Hey everybody, Coach Lara here from Rackets and Runners. Today we're going to be reviewing the New Balance 880 version 15 shoe. Please give us a like if you enjoy the video and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content. You can also visit us in store to try on the shoe or check us out online at racketsandrunners.ca.
So Lara, obviously you're a run club coach at Rackets and Runners. Can you tell us a little bit more about your history as a runner?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been running for over 30 years. I started running in my early 20s. I ran track and cross country in university and loved that. I ran the 1500 meter in track and I ran about 3K in cross country. I've done triathlons, I've done marathons, half marathons, ultra trail races, every distance you can imagine. And I've been coaching for about 30 years also.
So you're obviously a pretty seasoned runner. Do you have a history using New Balance shoes or even the 880 in particular?
I love New Balance shoes. I've been running in New Balance shoes for over 10 years and in particular the 880 for about the last 6 years.
Okay, so obviously tons of experience with the 880. What did you think of the previous one?
The 880 V14 was a great shoe. I really loved it. They made some changes to the tongue from the version 13 to 14, which was fantastic. I raced in it. I ran the New York Marathon in that shoe. I ran the Valencia Marathon in the V14 880, and it was fantastic. And I didn't think that they could improve on it, but they did. I definitely could feel right out of the gate with the V15 that the shoe was a little bit more responsive and a little bit more cushioned, but we didn't lose anything in terms of the lightness and the quickness of a shoe. The drop is now a 6mm from an 8mm, which to me feels a little bit more natural as a runner. I like a little bit more of a flat shoe, but the fresh foam version this time is a little bit denser, even though there's more stack height. So I didn't lose any of that responsiveness and the quickness in the shoe. I'm gonna go over the specs of the shoe now. The shoe weight has gone up a little bit. A women's size 7.5 is now 240 grams and a men's size 9 is about 300 grams. The stack height on the shoe has changed a lot. The heel is now 40.5 mils and the forefoot is 34.5 mils.
Wow, 40.5 millimeters compared to 37.5 on the V14. That's obviously a pretty tall shoe. That's almost like a 1080. Does it feel like a 1080?
It doesn't feel like a 1080 at all. Although the stack height is a lot higher now, the fresh foam is firmer. It's a firmer version and it feels really responsive and feels actually not super dense, but it's not as squishy as the 1080.
So obviously that higher stack height, the other big visual change is that this shoe has a pretty significantly wider base than the V14. Did this feel like a clunkier or slower shoe when you were using it?
Not at all. The shoe did not feel clunky or big on my foot at all. I actually didn't even notice that it was bigger until I saw a picture of myself wearing the shoe and I thought my feet looked really big in it. But when I run in it, I don't feel it whatsoever. I wear a D width. I need a little bit of a wider shoe in my forefoot and it was very generous, very comfortable. I just want to make it clear that the version 14 880 was a super comfortable shoe. I had no complaints about it. The upper was great. But I must say that this version 15, the upper is a little bit more and the toe box is a little bit more square. It allows my foot to splay. I can run, feel a little bit more natural in my forefoot. But again, I had no complaints about the version 14. This is just a little bit more of an improvement.
Now, when you say it has more width up there, do you think for some people that would be enough to go down in width, or is it still kind of true to size the way the 14 was?
Yeah, no, it's definitely still true to size. I didn't feel like I needed to change my size at all or go down in a width. It fits just perfect, just gives a little bit more room. I come from a background of track running and cross-country running back in university, and we used to wear track spikes and racing flats, which is about as natural as you could get next to running barefoot. And I feel like despite the increased stack height on this shoe, I still have that same feel of running natural. It doesn't feel like it's changed my gait a lot, and I can just run and I feel really quick and responsive and poppy on my feet, just like if I was running in my spikes or my racing flats. I think that natural feel of the shoe is attributed really to the 6mm drop and also to the denser foam. So it just feels a little bit more like a flatter shoe and again, just feels a lot more natural on my foot.
So one thing I am hearing is that a lot has changed with this shoe. The stack height's gone up. You said the fit is a little bit different. For a lot of people, this has been a staple shoe. The V14 was obviously extremely popular. So they might be a little bit worried hearing that things have changed. Is there anything you can say to reassure them?
Absolutely. I was nervous too. When I thought, and I heard a lot of changes that come down with the version 15, I was like, oh no, what's going down with this shoe? But you know what? It's exceeded my expectations. I love the version 14, but I love this even more. The fit is still fantastic. It's even better, more generous. It's soft. but I don't lose any of the performance in the shoe.
Now, obviously, you were very used to the previous one. Is there anything you miss coming from that shoe?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't miss it. I'm really super happy with the version 15. I actually wore the version 14 about 10 days ago and whipped it on for a training run. And maybe the shoe was a little bit on the old side, but I definitely felt like when I put the version 15 back on that my shoe was, not my shoe, but my foot was at home.
Now, you've run about 100 kilometers in this shoe, including a race day, actually. Have you felt any significant drop-off in performance yet? And how many kilometers would you expect to run?
I haven't felt any drop off at all in performance. I raced a half marathon 2 weeks ago in this shoe and I felt amazing. I had a great time. I placed first in my age group and the shoe felt light and poppy. My feet felt like, when I say poppy, they just felt really quick and responsive. And I expect to get about at least 500 kilometers out of the shoe. I do like to wear 2 pairs that I rotate and not wear the same shoe on back-to-back days. And that helps to expand out the longevity of the shoe.
Well, first of all, congratulations on that result. So you did race in this shoe, but obviously this isn't necessarily a dedicated race shoe. Where would you say that sweet spot training range is here?
This shoe is my go-to everyday shoe. I can wear it for my long run, I can wear it for my recovery run, I can wear it for speed sessions, hill training, you name it. Maybe some people wouldn't wear it for racing, but I do, and I love it because it really is a super well-rounded shoe and meets all my needs. I would say for some longer runs, if you want something that's a little bit softer and a little bit squishier, then this may not be the shoe for you because it is a little bit denser in the fresh foam. And then if you did want to have something that was a little punchier and faster for racing, like a carbon shoe, then you may not want to use this shoe for that kind of a race or even a speed session if you wanted something that was a little bit quicker. I was really worried about the changes with the new 880, but the shoe is even better than I expected. It's totally delivered. It's improved my running, if anything, and I absolutely love this shoe. Thanks so much for watching. That's the end of my shoe review. If you want to check out this shoe, you can come see us in store, or you can buy the shoe online at racketsandrunners.ca.